Head of the Class began as a really modest 4-page section in about the year 2000, and we're now up to 24 pages, and this year, with Richard Lam, the photographer, being so creative with what he wants to do in the studio, we were able to really capture the relationship that these special athletes have with their sports. And I can tell you quite honestly, the athletes had so much fun at these sessions. When they got a little sneak peek at how the pictures were coming out and what was in store on June 17th, I think they left with a great feeling about how special these pictures are going to be this year. They really are kind of like groundbreaking in terms of what we've done in the past. Tracy Dong, our tennis player this year for Head of the Class, I could tell when she came in was pretty nervous about the whole process, but once Richard got her in front of those big studio lights and taped some light sticks to her tennis racket to get a real streaking effect of her tennis racket, she really enjoyed the process, and by the time it was finished, really at home, comfortable, and really, I think, proud to be a part of Head of the Class. So Tracy Dong had a really, really fun photo session with us here at the province. So Georgia Ellenwood from Langley Secondary, who graduated this year as maybe the most successful gold medal winner in the BC High School Track Championships for girls, is a heptathlete, which means she competes in a number of different events on the track. So Richard and I got together and said, hey, bring everything that you use to your event into the studio. So we got a javelin, track spikes, we even got a hurdle. And the creative way that Richard was able to do that with Georgia in the studio was great to watch. There's a shot of her with a javelin over her back, one of her throwing events from that discipline. As well, I like the shot of her peeking through one of the hurdles. Really framed her quite nicely, and Georgia was so cooperative and patient. Made for a great photo shoot for Head of the Class. So our field hockey player, Kristin, came into the studio all ready to go. She had her field hockey stick with her, a whole bunch of balls, and Richard Lam had her try to replicate that great stroke she has on the field hockey pitch. And it wasn't as easy as she thought it was going to be. I could tell it was all done in complete darkness, and she had to keep that swing going from top to bottom. And I think you'll see in the picture, Richard has really captured the composure she has on the pitch, but also the power she brings in that great stroke with her field hockey stick. A real fun day that we had with Kristin here at the province. Notre Dame's Riley Feenin is an offensive lineman, one of the best we've seen in recent years in BC high school football. When it was suggested to him that he could have a chance to destroy a football on camera, Riley was all smiles, and you can see that in the photo here. Richard Lam creating an effect where Riley Feenin is essentially destroying a football with his brute strength, and Riley smiling throughout the whole session, had a great time, and I think we really captured his essence today. Alessandra Pila is a great volleyball player headed to the national champion UBC Thunderbirds next year. We had a whole bunch of ideas in mind, including one where we asked her to bring an entire volleyball net to the photo shoot session. So we went through a number of different poses, but when it was suggested to her to kind of drape the net over her shoulder, we were thinking, hey, kind of like something you'd see with a swatch of fabric in a fashion designer, but instead Alessandra decided to put it around both shoulders. And what ended up happening with the last shoot of the day here for Head of the Class that day was it stood up like a gown, like a dress, and really a regal kind of a shot we were able to get with Alessandra. I thought one of the real special volleyball shots that we've captured here over the 14 years of Head of the Class.